Hi everyone, Nick the Gardener, and it's the 5th of February 2024 today. The Dalek's been going for 4 days now, and we're going to check the temperature and we're going to turn it. I've just got some more grass clippings to mix through it because I was a bit concerned that the sawdust and the straw was too high a carbon for the amount of nitrogen I added in. I'll perhaps put some figures on the screen now to show the carbon ratios of different things. So anyway, yeah, let's have a look at this Dalek, see what's going on in it. Okay, so let's just check in with Dalek then. So the temperature, and I'm sorry, I forgot to actually say what the temperature was when it started. But I did come up yesterday and it was around about 80 degrees, so it's going up slowly. I thought it would go up a bit higher than this, a bit quicker than this, but to be honest, it's shrunk down way more than I was expecting, so a lot of it was air. So if it was a bit more compressed, the microbes could get to work a bit easier because there's not so much air gaps. So it's probably taken a little bit longer to heat up than it would do. But I've got some nitrogen, aka some grass clippings. So I've got, you know, a couple of bucketfuls there full. So yeah, I'm going to empty this out and pop it into like the trunks here and the bags, and I'll take the top off, put it into one of them, move that to the side, take the middle out, the bottom out, and then I'll put it in so that the top, what I took out, is then at the bottom. But I was hoping to be able to lift the Dalek off so we could have a look, see what's going on in the layering. But I will take the door off here, and yeah, as you can see, there's lots of air gaps in here. So I'll be emptying it out, mixing some leaves through it, and I've also got, typically I've got some leaves now as well, which I got the day after I did this. If I'd have waited one more day, I'd have the perfect materials to go in there, but beggars can't be choosers, and straw and sawdust is a real good source of carbon. I've just noticed a big twig there, so that can come out. Right, let's start turning the compost. Okay, so first thing first, I'll take the thermometer out so don't damage that. Pop that down there for a sec. But yeah, you don't have to turn your compost, you can just keep adding to it now. Just keep adding like greens and then browns, greens and browns. Keep layering it up. And within a year or two, you should have compost at the bottom. But as I want mine quick, because I'm impatient, I'm going to be turning it today and then possibly every couple of days after that. And depending on what it needs, I'll be adding a bit of nitrogen, a bit of carbon or moisture, you know. But today we're just going to try and mix all the ingredients up a bit better, check the moisture if I can really, and yeah, so at this top layer we'll be adding load of grass when it's at the bottom. So I'll try and get all that straw off in one go. A bit of grass in there actually. But yeah, like I say, you don't have to turn it. If you've laid it up properly with lots of little twigs and bits and pieces through it to keep the air in. And yeah, you might want to turn it maybe once, but you don't have to. The worms and all the micro arthropods and everything will find their way in there, like centipedes and millipedes and wood lice. They'll all help break it down. Okay, that'll do for that first container. I can leave it there. God, it's really windy today, so glad I got this microphone so you can hear what I'm saying. But, there's a little bit of steam coming out of this, a bit further down. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera or not because the wind's blowing it away that quick. And also there are other ways of turning the compost as well. You don't have to take it all out. You can take out like the top, what I did, and then make a little bit in it and, you know, and keep turning it around, or just dig a third out down one side so you got a little bit of space to turn it round into. I just can't help myself. I've got to get in there and turn it all. Got to look at it all, make sure everything's all getting well mixed up together and everything. But yeah, people can do whatever they want. This isn't. Oh, hang on, there's a stone there. Look. Yeah, people can do whatever they want. I'm not telling them what to do this way. Oh, there's a bit of guinea pig poo there. And also, you don't want to fill these containers up so much here that you can't lift them back up and tip them back in. So you could add coffee grounds as well. That's a good nitrogen source, although it's a brown colour, I mean. Okay, I think that'll do for that bag as well. Move this out of the way. So I'm just going to give you a look in there, show you what's going on. Okay, yeah. So the ingredients look fairly well mixed. Still see a lot of couch grass roots there. But yeah, it looks like it's going a bit mouldy down there. And yeah, within 4 days, I'm happy with it really. I know it didn't get mega hot, but that's what we're all here to do, is learn. Every compost mix is different. No matter how much you try and get it the same, there's always going to be different moisture content or slightly different nitrogen or carbon content. But yeah, right, let's get cracking on. Okay. Now the straw is a little bit dry in this bit, down the bottom there. So I will definitely be having to add some moisture. And I've got a little bit of worm leachate just down here. And I've got a bit of urine again. So yeah, definitely needs a bit of moisture. But it's not too far off, I don't think. But it's always best to have a bit of extra moisture at the start, I reckon. And you want the pile to dry out as much as possible towards the end, so it's easier to sieve stuff like that. But you need enough moisture, especially if you've got worms in your compost like me. Worms need quite a bit of moisture. So if you've got worms in your compost, yeah, you want to keep it more wetter than dry, otherwise the worms are just going to leave the pile. So yeah, it's not really, can't really smell anything. It's not anaerobic or anything, which is good. The amount of urine I put in it. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't smell at all. Right, I think I'm going to need another container, you know. Back in a sec. Just move this that way. Okay, got another container. There's not a massive amount left in here now, just the dregs at the bottom really. Right, I'm happy with that. What I'll be doing now is I just need to go get a watering can, and I've got some leaves over here which are pre-moistened down, but I just want to make sure that all this other straw and sawdust is properly moistened down before I mix some more nitrogen with it. Okay, so the bucket what I took the top out of is now going to be the bottom. I'm just going to add this bit by bit with grass clippings and wet it down with some urine and some water. So yeah, some bits are a bit dry, but other bits are quite nice and moist. Almost perfect in a way. So just going to spread that about a little bit, nice little thin layer again. Always put carbon at the bottom and at the top if you can. Then when you turn it, it makes it a lot easier to get the carbon at the bottom and at the top again. Okay, what I'm going to do actually, I will wet that bit down with some more urine. And stick a layer of grass on that. Good. That'll do. A bit of water. Some more grass. Add the rest of that. In the grass. So what I should have done last time was gotten way more grass clippings and actually pushed more of the air out of it, so it would have got hot a bit quicker. But like I said earlier, that's what we're all here to do, is learn, and this is a new material for me, so it's a bit of a learning curve for me as well. But just going to get a few of these leaves in here now as well, which I collected, like I said, the day after I made it. Just get a few of the bigger twigs out like that. Go on the path. I just want to try and bulk it out now as much as possible and get it hot. Now there's a bit of bacteria in there, like the mesophiles will be kicking in by now at this temperature. Then hopefully once it gets up to 100 degrees, that's when the thermophiles, thermophilic bacteria will kick in. Right, so we're going to add a few more grass clippings, I think. Not too much on top of those leaves, just enough. There's a bit under them, wasn't there? Right, get a bit more of this in. Hellebore leaves and that. Bit of straw. Right, I'll pop a bit more water. Lovely jubbly. Just a bit more grass. A load of this one again. Yeah, so I'm aware at the moment it's not really grass cutting season. I'm finding it hard to get grass to stick in this, but I wanted to get this video out before the grass cutting season starts, so everyone's got an idea of how to get started, what you've got to do. So start collecting your brown materials now, kitchen rolls, any junk mail you get, stuff like that. And yeah, by the time the grass cutting season's here, hopefully you'll have enough materials get cracking on. A bit of worm leachate. You can put J-Dime fertilisers, anything, I mean anything in it really. People even put like Coca-Cola in it because it's got the sugar in to help get the bacteria going. Right, we can stick all this in now. That can go in there. Give that all a good mix. Give it a little push down with the fork. Right, what was next? It was this beast, weren't it? Get that in there for a minute. Well, put some more grass clippings on that. A bit more water. So it's best to add water as you go. You do it at the end and it all just runs out the sides. Right, let's get some of this in. So there's quite a lot of grass in this still, this bit. Try and get some of this sawdust. So as you can see, it's all not looking too bad at this stage. Ideally, you want to use a bucket what can fit in. I think that'll do. Got all a bit of a mix around, another push down. Yeah, like I say, it had far too much air in it last time. I might put up a few leaves on there because there's quite a bit of grass in that last layer, and I really do want to cram it full this time. So these leaves haven't been mowed up or anything, which is probably best to do, but they have been out all winter in someone's back garden, so they've started to decompose a little bit. Bit more of this in. Right, grass clippings then, last of them. Right, the rest of this. Oh God, look at all this. Snapping these bigger bits up. Right, give it a little bit of a squish down again so I get this last container in. Give it another little drink. Oh, there's already a red wriggler in here, look. I won't put him back in because it might be a bit too hot for him. He can go in the compost. So yeah, there's quite a lot of straw and grass in this layer, which is pretty good. Pumpkin. I'm going to try and do it so I don't bloody go everywhere. So it's good to get a smaller container if you can, and don't do it like I'm doing, like cock-handedly and everything. Right, so there's still a bit of a gap in that, so like I say, it's always best to top it off with carbon if you can. Have I got any water left? Or a little dribble, that'll do. So what I'll do for the carbon is add some more leaves, just to cap it off. Helps to stop the off-gassing. And like I say, when you turn it next time, and there'll be carbon at the bottom, ready to go at the bottom of the next turn. So these leaves are quite dry. And there's a few bigger twigs in there really. Get them out. So yeah, like I say, when you've got to, when you filled it, you want to keep getting stuff as quickly as you can even if you're cold composting really, but remember to layer it up properly. When I first got mine, I was just putting kitchen scraps and grass clippings in and wondering why it was all going slimy and horrible, and that's why I bought my red wrigglers. Now, that was about 16 years ago now, and from 250 gram of red wrigglers I've got a whole allotment plot full. So yeah, I think that'll do. Right, I need to go grab some water for that and get these bigger bits of twigs out. But, get some more in there. In fact, I'm going to cram all this bag in. So now that the surface area, not the surface area, sorry, all the contents will be touching one another a bit better, then it should get hotter a bit quicker. Just go and grab some water. Okay, so I've got the water, and I think I'm going to put both watering cans on this. The compost bin is on the ground, so any excess moisture can also run out, but these leaves were really, really dry, and I just want to make sure that I wet all that sawdust what's in here as well. In fact, I'm just going to put a little bit of extra of this in, save some for my leaf mould over there. Well, I think that'll be sufficient. Right, I'll come back in a couple of days to turn it again, but hopefully by then it should have got up into at least the hundreds. I'll just put the thermometer in now, and we'll see what the starting temperature is today. So the temperature gauge is at 67 degrees, something like that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 68 degrees. So hopefully, if there's enough nitrogen in there, we'll get really hot within the next 2 or 3 days anyway. Hopefully 2 days, because it's already got the bacteria in there and it's got enough moisture now, and obviously a bit more fuel with the nitrogen gone in there. So yeah, I'll bring you back in a couple of days. Thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't seen the first video, I'll put the link in the description. Thank you very much, goodbye.